Okay, starting the third day of our trip, we are leaving Quebec City. The electric Israel is the driver. So we've been here for 2 nights, 1 full day, 2 very nice evenings. We were very lucky last night in our hotel. What's the name of our hotel? La Concorde?
Le Concorde.
Le Concorde. Highly recommended. We really highly recommend Le Concorde. They have wonderful underground parking, and they have 2 spots of EV parking on level G3. It's the bottom level, spots 11 and 12, if you're interested. You have to pay for the parking no matter what, if you're not, but it's free EV. You can charge your car for free, and we charge the whole thing, about 482 kilometers, which translate to 299 miles. We're back to miles. That's it. We live in France. I mean, Quebec. So we charge it for free. So we now on our way to Burlington, 212 miles, 3 hours and 44 minutes. Got to cross the border as well. Going to Burlington. We'll be there for 1 night, I believe, right tonight, and tomorrow we'll spend the day and go headed towards Maine, Portland, Maine. As you see from this picture, Tesla Model 3s, and this is not unique to this one, told them it's a mosquito magnet. Okay, the car is absolutely schmutzed to the brim.
It's fine. You just can't have anything on your car.
I don't need your advice, lady. Okay, it is schmutz to the brim. Oh, you stop. Anyway, so it's gonna need good power wash.
You can rub it when you get home.
I will rub it, and I will spend 2 hours washing my baby. And I use great products that I buy from Amazon. All the links are below. You can. I highly recommend hand wash your Tesla. You don't want any pebbles or any kinds of harmful things from regular car washes. They are evil. Okay, so you do that. So I have all my products. I use great products, and it gives me also great pleasure, great therapy. So what did we do in Quebec? We went to great scenic drives, right? It was really, and we went to this amazing canyon. The name is, escapes me.
Canyon St. Anne.
Canyon St. Anne. We saw some waterfall and some bear poop and lots of bear poop. And I also was hanging out with a moose, very nice moose. He said hello to me. And then we went to a beautiful town called, I forget everything.
Bay St. Paul.
Bay St. Paul. We had amazing lunch and walk there. Highly recommend, right on the river. It's really great stuff. And last night, half of Quebec was blocked for traffic, and they had great musical festival. 1.5 million people, but everybody's orderly, and it's great. It's just great the way they organize things. No, everybody just had fun without any ruckus. All right, so we are on our way to where are we going? To Burlington, Vermont. And we're gonna bring you some films from there, and you're gonna love it. And I can tell you something about this Tesla. Stay until the end of this video, because I'm gonna give you the final numbers of all of our trip, numbers and miles and all that stuff. I can tell you that even though, you know, we've been traveling with this Tesla, this is our 8th trip. I can tell you that this trip, since the last update, is significantly more pleasurable and more efficient than everybody else, because this car got an upgrade for 2 things: range, 15 miles more, and charging speed. I show you the video in the first part of this trip. I'll put the clip right now of how fast this car is charging. And the key is to put the destination. So when you go into a supercharger, the Tesla precondition the battery, and when you go in the first 10 minutes or so, you get 145 kilowatt of charge, which averages to about 1,000 kilometers per hour, about 500-ish miles. or so, you will not spend more than 10-15 minutes to go to your next end. So now we're going to drive, like I said, 212 miles. You know, by the time there's a supercharger right by the hotel where we go. By the time we finish charging, you know, coffee, bathroom, and whatever, the car is ready, and that eliminates A, range anxiety, B, wait time. There's no more wait time like that. You have to wait for 40 minutes, an hour for the car to charge. It's now just like driving a regular inefficient gasoline car. See you in Burlington, guys. We are getting closer to our destination in South Burlington. Supercharger is where our hotel is actually right next to. So we're going to charge there. In this leg we drove 212 miles, 53 kilowatt hour, and used 249 watt hour per mile, which is what we've been averaging so far. And so far we drove 894 and a half miles, 223 kilowatt hour of battery, and again 249. See, we're very consistent. So we have 60 miles left in the battery, and like I said, we drove 212 miles, and the battery was charged to 299. Okay, so if you add 212 and 60, that's 289. So it's really, we needed 10 more miles, you know, just to reach the same destination. It's very high percentage of efficiency. We're going to measure the charging rate in Burlington, and we'll take it from there. I finished charging at the supercharger. One thing I want to show you, it just happened to me, especially when you need good charging, is not to park next to somebody and then share the same thing with him. So when I came here, I went to this charger, 1A. See, it says 1A. And then there was a guy here, and I didn't know that he's sharing this one. So I start charging, and I just only got 110 speed. See, is 1B. So 1B was not good. He left already. I moved over to this spot right here where I am now at 2A, and then the charging speed went to 147, 48, something like that, and that's why we finished so fast. So when you supercharge, make sure you don't share. Now 1A can be here and 1B can be on the other side. That happens also in some superchargers. They're usually one next to the other, but that's not necessarily the case all the time. So just watch that you are not A or B with somebody, that you're all by yourself, so you get the full speed that you need. All right, we are going to be on our way. We are at the Bennett Jerry factory in Vermont County, Waterbury, Vermont, and this is the guest parking lot. And look at this: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's a fast EVgo charger. I think it's a Chatamo, I think. So awesome stuff. And we found so many. Oh, what you got in your hand?
It's a chocolate croissant for you that's getting chocolate all over.
Oh, sorry, honey. Love you. Anyway, so how do you like the public charging situation, honey?
In Vermont, I have to say, it's pretty impressive. Every place we've been so far.
Absolutely. That's the
charger.
way it should be. Okay, I'm going to have some ice cream. You scream, you all scream for ice cream. Leaving the Bennett Jerry factory was so much fun and yummy. We saw the factory, we had some ice cream and all that stuff, and now, and we also charged. They have a charger, they have how many I say, 8 chargers, I believe. They have chargers right there. Another Tesla just pulled in before, and we got like we were there for like an hour or so. Got like about 40 miles or 50 miles. It's great stuff. So now we are going to Bath, not Beth, that would be her, Bath, like I'm taking a bath.
But we're not going to take a bath.
We're not taking a bath. Bath, New Hampshire, to take some scenic route, and then we'll go to Portland in Maine. We're going to New Hampshire now?
Yes, we're going to New Hampshire.
New Hampshire. Oh, nice. We're going to be in another state. So Bath, New Hampshire, and then Portland, Maine. Okay, and we'll take it from there. Okay, guys, see you soon. Okay, guys, we are now about 1.5 miles from our, how do you pronounce this?
Canamungus Highway.
You know, how you Lincoln. Lincoln Supercharger. Yes, we are Lincoln Supercharger. So since last time we charged, we drove 75.2 miles, 17 kilowatt, 221 watt-hour because we were going down the hill. And from the beginning of the trip, we are now 1,005 miles, 249 kilowatt hour of electricity, and then 248 watt hours per mile. All right, so we're gonna be the supercharge for about 20 minutes or so, and then we are going to continue to Portland, Maine. All right, so I can tell you one thing. We drove in the most obscure road. This car and the supercharging network made it possible to drive anywhere ever, not just highways and get off the road. We drove in the most scenic routes.
Look at this.
Look at this. Show that mountain on it after the thing. Yeah. We drove in this most scenic route, most remote places. We went down to the brook. It was a beautiful brook. We went down to the brook and saw some campers, hunters, gatherers, you name it. All right. See you at the supercharger, and then we'll continue to. Just left the supercharger in Lincoln, New Hampshire. It's really a town literally in the middle of nowhere between all these beautiful mountains. I'm going to talk a lot about it at the end. Stay to the end of the video about how great it is to travel with a Tesla Model 3 anywhere, really anywhere. So we are, what road are we on, honey?
We are on the Canamungus Highway outside of the White Mountains on our way to
Portland. And it's a beautiful scenic route.
Yes.
Lots of brooks and lakes.
And some waterfalls.
Waterfalls. It's really, if you love outdoors and nature like we do, this is really, really a great route. It goes around, and around. Show the map. Show them. Keep going. There you go. It's really, really pretty. Really pretty. So it's awesome stuff. So we have 94 miles to get to Portland. It's going to take us 2 hours and 10 minutes because it's a beautiful scenic route. We're going to make some stops. It's like some parts it's like 50 miles an hour thing. So very nice place to be. Really breathtaking. Okay, see you somewhere in the middle of nowhere. All right, our last day of the trip, honey. What mean what? Our last full day of the trip. Tomorrow we're going to be driving back home. So far we drove 1,106 miles. We are in Portland, Maine, and we decided to go visit the coastline. And we are going to Sands. Don't tell me. Sands, York. No. Tell me.
Why don't you let me say it?
Go ahead, honey.
Long Sands Beach in York, Maine.
I knew that. Long Sands Beach in York, Maine. I suck. I don't remember anything. Okay, so it's like a 43-mile drive. We also consumed so far 268 kilowatt hour of battery, and we are now averaging 243 watt hours per mile, a little less than at the beginning. I'm going to do a separate video later on about the whole Tesla long-range experience and how is it so different than last year. So we're going to get to the beach, take some photos, do some videos, and tomorrow morning we're going to go ahead back to New Jersey, and that's where we're going to find out all the final numbers and everything else, and hopefully stay with us. We're going to bring you some nice videos from the beach and tonight and all that, so don't nobody go nowhere. We are at the Longsaid Beach in York, Maine. It's a beautiful day. We just got here. We parked the car at this lady's house for $20. Great business.
Selling her lawn.
Sending her American entrepreneurship. I love it. Look at this beautiful beach.
The sand is so flat. You can
The
go
sand
for a
is
walk.
flat,
It's like a
yeah.
sidewalk.
Yeah, you can wear flip-flop and go on a walk. It's really beautiful. We charged the car in Kennebunkport. 100 miles of charge quickly. We're gonna stay on the beach, eat some lunch, then get some ice cream. We are now at Walker's Point behind me. That's George Herbert Walker home and George W. Bush. The Bushes, they come here in the summer. Tesla brought us up here with absolutely no issues, no problems. That's the beauty of supercharging and electric drive. Now you can go everywhere you want. It's really a breathtaking place. This place here in Maine, especially in the summer. Look at the rocks of the beach throughout the coastline. There's rocks, these huge boulders that form the beach the way it looks now. Okay, we're gonna go back to Portland, and then tomorrow morning we will head back to New Jersey. So I'll see you tomorrow morning. Okay guys, here's the conclusion of this trip. We have driven 1,223 miles so far. We have about 350 more miles to go to get back home. We are leaving Portland, Maine, and we are going to have 2 supercharging stops. One in Kennebunkport. Our battery is low, down to 146 miles. We're going to be there. It's just a 25-mile ride. And then from there, we're going to stop again in Manchester, Connecticut for another charge. I'm going to show you some videos of each stop. And then we'll get home. I'm going to put the stickers of the entire trip. So it's going to be about 12,500 plus miles, and we spend around 240 watt hours per mile, which is not bad at all, considering the really hot, and so we had to use the climate control. But I can tell you, this trip compared to other trips, it was less stops, it was shorter time in each stop, because of the extended range of this car, and of course, and the 145 kilowatt charging speeds. Those are big different, and of course the autopilot, which makes the drive much pleasure. And now I'm going to turn it to my wife, and she's going to give you a trip advisor for our major stops. And we're going to start. I'm going to hand you the microphone, my dear, and then you're going to talk about the best places for my fans if they want to take their loved one to a trip. So let's start with Quebec.
Travel and electric car advice.
Yes.
You really provide it all, don't you?
We have to give full service to our customer.
So yeah, we love Quebec City. It's a beautiful, beautiful city, and you really feel like you're in a foreign country. Everybody speaks French, and the food is delicious, and there's lots of things to see. And there's an electric charger right outside the city, very convenient. And so there was that. And then we did do a lot of driving, as Moshe said. Vermont and New Hampshire are wonderful. It's really mostly the outdoor stuff. The White Mountain National Forest, and we would like to have done things around Lake Champlain, which is in that area of Vermont, but we did not, so we'll save that for next time. And then over here to Maine, where we've never been, and we really Portland, the city, we could take it or leave it. But the beaches were just beautiful. We did that all yesterday, and we definitely would love to come back to the beaches. And also just the natural beauty of Maine. So these states to us is more, it's not really about sightseeing as far as like seeing sights, but it's all nature and being, being out in the in the forests and the areas and the beaches and all that. So we, we definitely would come back and bring our sons. And also just wanted to say, as a passenger, certainly the Florida trip and this much, you know, and it's a different trip anyway. I understand it's much longer to Florida, but yes, the stops were, you know, really nothing and short.
Do you feel any range anxiety, compromise?
No range anxiety. We didn't know compromises to be made. So
I think we'll have the same stops if we drove a gasoline car.
That's what I'm saying. It just felt like it was time to stop anyway. You know, go to the bathroom, whatever. So, and then sometimes I like it that it brings us to places we wouldn't normally go, you know, that you get to see. Like, we never would have stopped in that Lincoln, New Hampshire, you know, so it was nice to see. Sometimes it's, you know, you're finding places you wouldn't normally go. So, all in all, great trip, and sorry we have to go home, but all the good things must come to an end.
Okay, guys, thank you, my dear, and we'll see you next time in another trip. All right, bye, guys.